I do truly believe that the fascists will lose in the long run because fascism is unsustainable. But what I'm certain of is that no matter what happens, they will be deeply unhappy because nothing can make you happy when you're motivated by hate. Think about it. They have everything they want beyond their wildest dreams. They have so much power, all three branches of government. They have their own private police force that's taking brown people off the streets and brutalizing them. They've taken away women's bodily sovereignty and are looking to force us to be financially dependent on men once again, to force us to marry them, which will not work and will not make them happy even if it does. But they're still constantly miserable. They're still constantly talking about how they're always the victim. They complain about snowflakes, but they need their safe spaces. They need to censor anyone who speaks badly of them. They need to destroy anything and anyone that isn't like them. Because hatred does that to people. It is not a healthy thing, and things may get very bad with SNAP benefits going away. I want to stress this is completely avoidable. There is a contingency fund for SNAP that is funded for many years. That's why we've never lost SNAP throughout all the shutdowns we've had. They want us to suffer. They think it will make them happy. But like everything else, it won't. And this is the best we can hope for under capitalism, is fighting for these small things just to have enough to eat. Most people on SNAP, if they are not disabled, elderly, or a child, work. You have to work. There's a work requirement. And they're on SNAP because of low wages, not because they refuse to work. It's because of poverty, because they're paid poverty wages. It's essentially subsidizing the low wages of corporations. It's subsidizing their profits. This is the best we can get under capitalism. It will always serve the owning class at the expense of the workers, which is why any solution has to be class conscious. It has to look to solutions that don't just reform capitalism, like rent control. That may be a good first step, but what we need is tenant unions. We need to do something a lot more radical, like use eminent domain to seize these properties. I mean, if we can say that immigration is a crisis, I think we can say that homelessness is at a crisis level at this point, where we don't have a single county in the entire United States that has enough affordable housing to meet need. I think that is more than enough reason to seize apartments from speculators who leave these properties empty for the sake of profit. And if we have to give them some kind of fair compensation, I think the cost of the homelessness crisis should be subtracted from that. And that might sound pretty extreme, but if you think about it, it's really no more extreme than what the Trump administration has done with pick one of their aims, really. They have went not only above, but far beyond our legal system and the Constitution. So if it can be used for fascism, it could be used to help working people, the poor and the homeless, and to feed kids. I promise you. And not only could it be used this way, but there would be a lot less public pushback and a lot less outcry about this. I do encourage you to vote if you can today, especially if you can vote locally. We still do have some leverage over policy, and if you can vote third party, it does mean a lot to us because it is very hard to get those votes. We just do not have the people, we do not have the money to get the same kind of votes as the parties of capitalism. So please do vote. I realize things are bad, that they will get worse, and working people will suffer. We will lose good people from this. We always do, unfortunately. But that's what keeps me fighting, because no matter what, we can't give up. We won't give up, because we're motivated by the people we love, not the people we hate. I make no comparison between the genocide that's happening to Palestinians and what's happening to poor Americans right now. I am very inspired by Palestinians because despite losing everything, they are capable of so much joy and so much hope that it seems impossible. But to those who understand love, they know why it is possible. It is because they love their families, their neighbors, and their land. They've shown the world the best of humanity, while all the world has dehumanized them. And this is why, in the long term, they will persist, and those who side against them will not. Bigotry, hatred, anger, all these things take a toll on us. Eventually, they will consume our humanity, the very souls of those who practice this as a habit. It will eat away at them until there is nothing but an empty shell left. Love inspires, grants meaning, gives purpose. It does not exhaust us, it energizes us. And it is a small miracle that the more we give of it, the more we receive in return. That is why we will persist. That is why workers, when we learn solidarity and practice it, will win. And I know there's people that are going to mock me for this, the type of people that think being cynical and caring about nothing is super, super cool, how they grew up watching South Park, insist that caring about any cause is just being a stupid hypocrite. And I admit they have some brilliant, biting comedy and critique on that show. But this is a theme that's constantly repeated. It wears on me. It's very common to libertarians who see themselves as rebels while blindly accepting the status quo and are unapologetically self-centered or too cowardly to take a stand or admit they care about something. And because that show was so influential on comedy for my generation, I think it's burrowed itself into the brains of people of a certain age where this is something that is acceptable, to just be nihilistic and not care about anything and laugh at anyone who does. When in reality, the people that do that likely care, but just don't have the ovaries to actually admit that they do. And I get how this can be appealing. Caring can hurt. When those you care about are in pain, are vulnerable to abuse, if they can be taken away from you, which they always can, it can hurt. But this isn't something to be proud of, and this isn't a way to avoid that pain. We have to take those risks, and we have to care about each other. We have to stick up for each other. It's the only way we'll make it through this. And we will. Unfortunately, not all of us will, but we will make it through this. They can't win. Even when they're winning, they're miserable. And even when we're losing, there is so much joy in this world. We had a wonderful national convention this last weekend. We have great leaders that have risen up in the party, and I really hope you will join us. If you want to hear all about why I think the Socialist Party USA is the best vehicle for organizing resistance to capitalism, white supremacy, and patriarchy, I can tell you all about it. It is a multi-tendency party, meaning it is something that can unite the entire working class, and it is a class-conscious organization that is unapologetically anti-capitalist and does not work within the two-party system. If these are things that matter to you, if you care about defeating bigotry and helping workers, I do hope we can work together in the future. But if you are suffering, I just want you to know that there is hope. There are people that care about you, and please don't give up, because that's exactly what they want you to do, and we need you.